Good morning everyone, welcome to the official YouTube channel of Office of Adda 24/7. So welcome to the channel, and those candidates who have already joined the session, I request to all of you do share the session on your Telegram channel, WhatsApp group and Facebook, wherever you are linked with the bankers who are preparing for the JAIIB October paper. Apart from that, I want to add one very important information. I hope till now you all know about this, and if you don't, then this is the information. Like the JAIIB registration was going to end on 21st of August, but now it has been extended till 27th of August. So till 27th of August you can fill your form for the JAIIB October 2023 paper. And if you know someone who was not able to fill the form because of the technical issue of website not working or payment was not done from the side of the bank, if they have faced this kind of issue, also let them know that the registration is open till 27. So fill the form as soon as possible. Okay, now let's start the session. So I'm your mentor Amanjot Kaur for Indian economy, Indian financial system and principles and practices of banking. And as you already know, 50 days, 50 classes we have started in the exam JAIIB October 2023. So the PPB sessions will be in the morning 7 a.m. Indian economy, Indian financial system sessions will be at the 7:30 a.m. from Monday to Friday. Saturday you all will have a weekly revision session, and on Sunday you will have a special sessions also. So this is all what the study plan we have introduced on this YouTube. So now let's start the session, and as you can see, chapter number 14 we are going to discuss today. In the principles and practices of banking we have 55 units. Out of the 55 units, around 21 units are there in the module A. So module A cover a huge part of the PPB. And in this module, in this particular module, we are going to cover the 14th chapter today. That's the responsibility of a collecting bank. So when we talk about the chapter 13 and 14, you can see we are talking about responsibility of a paying bank and a responsibility of a collecting bank. In which context? In context to the negotiable instrument. In context to the negotiable instrument, what responsibility will be given to the collecting bank, what responsibility will be given to the paying bank, that's what we have to cover here. So paying bank we have covered. Now we are going to cover the collecting bank conditions in the negotiable instrument. So we know all the banks have a certain liability in context to if something misuse happens of the document of the bank or the instruments of the bank, the financial product and services, and also sometimes the bank will be liable, sometimes the customer will be liable. So that liability and where the bank will be responsible to perform the action and etc., that is what this chapter is talking about. So if I'm talking about here, let's have a basic understanding of the chapter and then we will start the practicing of questions. So you can see here, if we talk about if we talk about the collection bank, it means there is no specific provisions on the duties of a collecting banker. For the collecting banker, no specific duty has been defined here for the collecting banker. There is no specific duty on a collecting banker or of a collecting banker. So these duties are only based on the condition in section 131. The duties we are talking about, that is based on the section 131, and the cases will be based on the principle of a bank acting. The principle of a bank acting in good faith and without negligence. This is what all this responsibility of a collecting bank talks about. So the collecting bank responsibility, there is no specific provision on the duties of a collecting banker. But yes, the responsibilities, duties are based on the conditions in the section 131 that is defined, and the cases that is based on the principle of bank acting in good faith and the without negligence. So when bank is working in a good faith of a customer and without any negligence, those conditions will be covered here. So negligence of a bank, the manner in which it has opened the account, handled the check, collected is looked into by courts. Like, it's obviously without negligence means you have to cross check. If you are making a payment of a check, the collecting bank have to cross check that the signatures of fraud or not. So you have this thing only, like collecting bank has a duty to work in a good faith, to act in a good faith of a customer as well as without negligence. This is what the collecting bank have to do. Okay, now this is what we are going to discuss in this particular chapter. So let's start the certain question and we will discuss in the form of question. And also, as you know, in the end of the session, I will be asking you all how many answers you have given correct. So do let me know in the end how many answers you are giving correct. Okay, now the first question in front of you is this: when a banker receives information that a check for collection is lost, the banker should. So question is asking कि whenever a bank receives the information that the check for collection is lost, the banker should do what? First, inform the drawer. Second, inform the drawee. Third, inform the RBI. And fourth, exercise due caution while collecting the check. So it's very obvious now, if a bank got the information that your check has been lost and it can be taken by someone else, someone else can be presenting that check in the bank for the payment purpose. So you have to inform your bank that this check has been stolen, so that if someone is coming to get the payment of the check, bank will be very cautious about it. So the exercise due cautious will, while collecting the check, have to be presented or have to be prepared by the bank. So if you are collecting the check of that particular customer's account, you have to be very cautious that this check is valid or that's a lost check. Okay, that you have to cross check. Now, next question is talking about the duty to follow the KYC norm under Prevention of Money Laundering Act rules and KYC direction of RBI. So first of all, if I talk about the PMLA, PMLA stands for Prevention of Money Laundering Act. And we also have PMLR. So PMLR is a Prevention of Money Laundering Rules. PMLA is a Prevention of Money Laundering Act. And they talks about what? They talks about simple your rules and act. So these are the rules to control the money laundering, to prevent the money laundering, and these are the act that talks about how these obligations have to be fulfilled to control the money laundering. Okay, so this act came in the year 2002. Now, under this act, if someone found guilty in case of money laundering, then the imprisonment and fine will have to be paid by the person. Now, the KYC is know your customer. Know your customer is simply a process that have to be fulfilled by the financial institution and banks in which they have to know their customer, so that no such kind of risk will occur because of that particular customer. So you have to take a certain officially valid document from the customer, and that document will be used by the bank to know their customer. This is what the KYC is. So question is asking duty to follow the KYC norms under Prevention of Money Laundering Act rules and KYC in direction of RBI is which of the following? Under the KYC norms, the identity of the customer is required, verified, obtaining an official valid document. And how many official valid documents we have? We have 6 documents that has been named as an official valid document. Now, when required, the address can be evidenced by obtaining the latest copy of the electricity bill or a telephone bill. If you have a doubt and you want a recent bill or recent address where the customer is living, for that purpose, you can take what? You can take the document of the customer related to the bill payment. Okay, right? Electricity bill or a telephone bill. Both A and B, none of the above. So the first is correct. Obviously, to identify the customer, you have to take the official valid document. Second is also correct. If you want to update the address of a customer, you can ask for the electricity bill or a telephone bill. So the right answer will be C. Right answer will be C option. Now, next question. It's talking about in the absence of proper KYC documents, the collecting banker can be held liable for collection of a fraudulent check on the grounds of dash. So in absence of what? In absence of proper KYC document, the collecting banker can be held liable for collection of a fraudulent check on the grounds of what? First, negligence, convenience, crime, or arrogance. So which of the following is there? Like absence of proper KYC documents are there. You haven't taken a proper official valid document. In that situation, in that condition, if you have faced any kind of fraud activity, any kind of fraud check, in that situation, this activity will be taken on the grounds of negligence from the side of a bank. It will be taken as a negligence from the side of the bank. So it should not be done. It's very obvious. Now, it is the responsibility of the bank. It is defined very clearly in the KYC guidelines. Every time in the customer identification process, RBI say again and again, you won't be able to providing the services to any particular customer until and unless you take the KYC documents. That is the official valid document. There are 6 documents. So if The customer is opening account in the Jan Dhan Yojana or zero balance account, BSBD account is customer opening. In that situation, there is a relaxation. Otherwise, no relaxation is there. You have to take the official valid document. If you haven't taken the official valid document, you won't be allowed all the activities in the customer's account. Okay, so this is the negligence case from the side of a bank if you haven't done the KYC or documents collection. So right answer is what? A option. That is negligence. Now, next question is talking about when a banker receives information that a check for collection is lost, the banker should dash. So what we're talking about, when a banker receives information that the check for collection is lost, the banker should do what? The banker should first inform the drawer. Drawer means the person who issued the check, like maker. Inform the drawee. Drawee means the bank who is going to make payment. Inform the RBI or be very cautious about whenever you collect the check for the payment. So it is what you have to do. You have to be very cautious about it. You have to inform your employee that if this particular accounts check came, you do not have to make payment for that because that's a lost check. Okay, now next. Next we have section 131A of the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. It extends the protection guaranteed to a banker while dash. So which of the following is correct? First is saying receiving payment of a draft, making payment of a check, endorsing payment of a check, or all of the above. Which of the following is correct here? So section 131 of a Negotiable Instrument Act we are talking about. So Negotiable Instrument Act was introduced in the year 1881, and this act talks about the three negotiable instruments: promissory note, bill, and check. What is the difference between them? We have already discussed in the last class. Now here we are talking about like section 131 of the Negotiable Instrument Act. It extends the protection granted to the banker while dash. While what? Receiving payment of a draft, making payment of a check, endorsing payment of a check, or all of the above. So right answer is, because we are talking about section 131A, it is receiving payment of a draft. In that situation, it have to be extended. The protection are granted to the banker. Option number A. Next. The conditions for collecting bank to claim protection has been laid down under the dash. So we are talking about the conditions for collecting bank. Hana, to what? To claim the protection, it has been laid down under the dash. So we have Indian Contract Act, Banking Regulation Act, Negotiable Instrument Act, or Banking Companies Act. So if we talk about conditions, you are talking about for the collecting bank to claim protection that has been laid down under which act? You are talking about conditions for collecting bank to claim protection that is defined under Negotiable Instrument Act section 131. Section 131 talks about that the protection will be given to the collecting bank in context to the collection of a check. Okay, and in context to the collection of a draft, that's a 131A. So remember, 131 talks about collection of a check. Protection will be giving to the collecting bank, and in case of 131A, the collection of draft will be counted and protection will be given to the collecting bank. Okay, so do remember this. So right answer will be C, Negotiable Instrument Act. Next question is talking about which of the following is not the duty of a collecting bank. Which of the following is not the duty of a collecting bank? So we have duty to confirm the reference where the reference is not known or has given reference in absence. Second, duty to follow KYC norms under Prevention of Money Laundering Act rules and KYC direction of RBI. Duty to ensure crossing and special crossing, and duty to take action against forged signature. So what do you think, which of the following is correct? So which of the following is not duty? It's very obvious. It's not the duty of a collecting bank to take action against the forged signature. It's not the duty of a collecting bank. The collecting bank will not take duty against forged signature. Okay, so right answer will be your D option. Now, next question is talking about the condition that to be satisfied for claiming the protection under section 131R dash. Okay, which of the following is correct? So we have these conditions. Out of that you have to answer. Okay, one second. So question is asking the conditions to be satisfied. Hana? The conditions to be satisfied for claiming protection under section 131. First, the banker should act in good faith and without negligence in receiving the payment. The banker should receive payment for a customer, act as a mere agent for the collection. The person for whom the banker acts must be his customer. And the fourth one is A to D. So which of the following is correct? The right answer is all are correct. The right answer is all are correct. That's what the condition we are talking about in the section 131. So I have told you in the starting of the session already that the section 131 talks about that the banker have to act in a good faith and without negligence. And it will be also acting that receive payment for a customer. Also the banker has to be his customer. Hana, the person for whom the banker has to be his customer. So right answer will be your D option. All are correct. Now, the protection under section 131 is subject to satisfying the following condition. What conditions will be followed under the section 131? So first we have the collecting banker acts in good faith. Second we have it acts negligence. Third we have it receives payment for a customer. Fourth we have the check is crossed generally or specially to the collecting bank. So out of these 4 statements, you have to tell which of the following is correct. Like the protection under section 131 is subject to satisfying following condition. What conditions will be followed here? First, the collecting banker acts in good faith, it acts in negligence, it receives payment for a customer, the check is crossed generally or specially to the collecting bank. So in the last class I have told you the special crossing and general crossing. The general crossing and special crossing is defined as section 123, 124 of Negotiable Instrument Act. And yes, the section 31 gives protection against that. It receives payment for a customer, correct. The collecting banker acts in a good faith, obviously, but they have to act without negligence. The option is saying it acts negligence. The collecting bank cannot act negligence. They have to act without negligence. So the first, third and fourth is correct. So the right answer will be C option. First, third and fourth is correct. So right answer will be your C option. Okay, next. So this is what we have discussed about all the questions regarding your responsibility of a collecting bank. Okay. Acha, one more thing I want to add here. Do remember this also. Like we are talking about what actions, what protection under this act will be there. So the collecting banker act in good faith. This one should be there. This should not be there. In place of this, the next statement should be it acts without negligence. It acts without negligence. Okay. And the next one we have, it receive payment for a customer. This is correct. The check is crossed generally or especially to the collecting banker. That's also correct. It also verifies the prima facie genuineness of the check for collecting payment under the CTS clearing. That will be also covered in the section 131. It will give what? It verify the prima facie genuineness of the check for collecting payment under the CTS clearing. Apart from that, it also looks for any fraud, forgery, tampering, the fact that can be verified with due diligence and ordinary care and is apparent on the face of the check to be truncated. Okay, so this is what we have to discuss here. All these are in the section 131. So if you want to cover this particular part of your subject in detail, you can go to the Mahapack 2.0 that will be available at 78% discount. At 78% discount by using the code AUG77, you will avail this particular Mahapack 2.0 for the 78% discount. And apart from that, the validity is available 3 months, 6 months and 12 months. You can decide by yourself, in which all the conceptual classes will be available. Your ebooks will be available, PDFs will be available, topic-wise tests, full-length mock tests, Mahapacks, mini Mahamarathon, mini Mahamarathon, everything will be covered. So this is all about the batches. Now let me know in the comment section how many questions you have answered correct. Also, do not forget to download the Adda 24/7 application, as well as do not forget to subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that all the upcoming sessions notification will be given to you. Plus, also let me know in the comment section if you are watching recording how many questions you have answered correct. And also do remember, very less days are remaining, so do make sure you're preparing at very serious note, revising the concept as you complete one unit. Do make sure revise that at the same time, and in the end what you have to do, you have to give the topic wise test and the full length mock test. So this was all for today. Thank you all for joining the session, and last but not the least, do not forget to share the session on Telegram channel, WhatsApp group and the Facebook group also. Thank you everyone. Take care. Have a good day.